So tonight I have to record a concert, which brings in a little bit of pocket money. I can't charge professional prices because I'm not really using professional equipment, but using consumer equipment and try and get the best quality video that we can from a concert. So what do we need to take to the concert to record? Well, first of all, we've got the Zoom audio recorder there. That possibly could be connected to the mixing desk at the concert. I have to have a look when I get there. So we need a cable where we can take a line out from the mixing desk. So that's one cable that is quite useful because you get a nice sound if you get a feed from the mixing desk, then you have a nice sound, but it don't always work with that. So there we've got a tripod, because I like to do it with two cameras when I do a concert, because that adds a lot of effect. Don't always need to take this, but it's good to take. Keeping the cameras in sync is important. Make sure you've got a point where you can start editing, otherwise it can be a nightmare if you're just going off the waveforms. So let's see what else we've got in there. A torch. That's very important because you'll be at a concert and it's pitch black and you're sitting in the corner somewhere, and a torch is very important so you can look at things in the dark, find things in the dark. So we've got the torch there. If your eyes are going like mine, I can't read anymore without glasses, so I have to take my glasses too, because at distances I can see great still, but the little screen on the camera, I need the glasses to check it's all in focus and looking right. These two things here, if at all possible, I try and find a place where I can plug the cameras into the mains, so I take both adapters with me for the cameras. I could rely on the batteries, but the battery only lasts about 70 minutes and sometimes that's not long enough for a concert. So let's see what else we've got in here. So first of all, we've got camera number 1, which is the best camera. It's a Canon HD HF 100, and that goes on this tripod here, which is the Manfrotto tripod, because then I can get some nice smooth shots of the band. The only problem is with my cameras is the zooms are broken, so they've got these elastic bands holding the zooms, otherwise it zooms in on its own. So there we've got main camera 1, and we've got camera 2, which is just an SD camera, and that'll go on a tripod somewhere else. And what usually happens is that goes at the side of the stage somewhere, so I can get the whole show on one camera at least. And this one I use for close-ups, and sometimes while you're zooming in or you've got a bit of movement, you might want to cut to the other camera so you can cover up the mistakes you make with this one. But this one's running all the time in the corner, it's like a backup really. So that's a Canon FS10. So that one's going, and we'll put 16GB cards in both of them, and that should be enough time there. So what else is in the little kit bag? There's a little stand for the zoom, if we need it. Something to clean your lenses. This is quite useful. It's just a little homemade, it's a piece of wood, it's a broom handle actually, with a 1/4" screw put in there, and I can screw that into the camera and use it as a handheld camera then. What else do we have in here? Various little microphones, little lapel microphones to use. These use mainly for doing vlogs or walking or talking to people. Got those, a couple of those. and then some little various wires to plug the zoom into the mixing desk if necessary. Cable roll, because the plug you need for your cameras might be a long way away, so it's good to have a cable roll in there. A roll of gaffer tape, which is always useful. Some pens you might need. Little multi-tool, which it's got screwdrivers and pliers and everything you want on there, toothpicks. And let's see what else we've got in here. Spare batteries. A little spirit level for leveling up the tripod. So that's about it really. Quite a pile of stuff really to take with you. But if you want to get a decent video, you could just stand at the front with this camera here on this stick here, and you could just stand there and film it from the front. But for a concert it kind of gets boring if the camera's wobbling about and stuff, so it's nice to have them set up. And I usually set the cameras up, if possible, at that angle of 45 degrees to each other, so you've got one camera pointing at the stage there and one camera pointing there, because then it kind of looks nice when you fade in from one camera to the other if they're both at 45 degrees to each other. If you've got the cameras like that pointing at each other, or one at the back and one at the side, when you fade from one camera to the other, they'll get confused then, because when you're recording a concert, you've got to imagine, here's an imaginary line here, and the people in the audience are here, and the cameras have got to be both on this side of the line, on the same side as the audience. If you've got the camera behind this line, then when you fade from one camera to the other camera, then it looks really strange and disorientating, and people don't know what they're looking at. Yep, so that's the kit for recording a concert. It's good to have trousers on with lots of pockets, because you need your torch in your pocket, your glasses. That's good to have in your pocket too. And that's about it really. And look, because things can always go wrong. Things always can go wrong. The camera might play up, but that's another reason you have a backup camera. So that's the semi-professional setup for recording a concert tonight. So I'm just checking my gear, and I thought I'd make a video about it too. So, have a nice day.